Today I'm going to show you how to make this delicious wacky chocolate cake. It's vegan and eggless. You are going to love this. Hi, I'm Amanda Vandergulik from CleverDoughCakes.com, and if you love yummy recipes and fun cake decorating ideas that you can do from home, then make sure that you subscribe and hit that notification bell so that you'll know the minute my next video comes out to give you just that. The coolest thing about a wacky cake is that you mix all of the ingredients right in the pan that you're going to bake it in, so you don't have a lot of dishes. First in is 1.5 cups of all-purpose flour. Next, add in 1 cup of granulated sugar, 3 tablespoons of cocoa powder, 1 teaspoon of baking powder, 1 teaspoon of baking soda, which, as you can see, got stuck in the bowl. But with the help of a fork, my wife got it out. Hey, who says baking is easy, right? And half a teaspoon of salt. Using a fork, mix all of the dry ingredients together. Then level the pan. And with your fork, make a large well in your flour mixture. And 2 smaller wells. Add 1 tablespoon of white vinegar to one of the smaller wells and 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract to the other smaller well, and then half a cup of vegetable oil to the larger well. Be careful not to spill. Again, using your fork, mix the wet ingredients into the dry ingredients, just like you would do if you were making pasta. Before mixing all of the wet ingredients into the dry ingredients, you can add 1 cup of warm water. Mix again with your fork, scrape in the sides, and mix until nice and smooth. Make sure you're mixing gently so as to keep all of the ingredients inside your pan. After well mixed, then bring your pan to the oven. Make sure your oven has been preheated to 350 degrees Fahrenheit or 180 degrees Celsius and bake for 30 minutes or until your toothpick test comes out clean. Make sure to place your cake pan in the center of your oven for even baking. After 30 minutes, take your wacky cake out of the oven and put it on the stove so that you can do the toothpick test. You can see that my wife was also baking yummy banana chocolate chip muffins at the same time, and you can see that banana chocolate chip recipe in this video. To do the toothpick test to see if your wacky cake is done, insert the toothpick into the center of your chocolate cake and pull it out. If the toothpick comes out nice and clean with no batter on it, your cake is done. If it comes out with batter still sticking to the toothpick, then you need to put the cake back in the oven for another 5 minutes at a time until your cake is done. As you can see, our toothpick came out nice and clean and our chocolate wacky cake was done. Then let your cake cool completely before removing it from the pan. Because you've made this chocolate wacky cake in the pan, you mixed it into the pan, you're not able to prepare your pan with butter or with a liner or anything like that. And so it means that your cake won't come out of the pan the way a normal cake would. So instead, simply cut the pieces out of the pan. This chocolate cake recipe is great because it's an eggless recipe. It's a fabulous chocolate cake for vegan recipes. That's right, this is a chocolate cake that has no eggs in it. If you don't mix your batter completely, then this will happen. See the little dry bit of dry ingredients there stuck in the cake? Now in this cake, it only happened in one spot, so it was fine. But that is what would happen if you don't mix your cake batter thoroughly. And this is how it's supposed to look if you make sure that you do mix your batter really well before baking it. This chocolate cake is so wacky, it's so easy, it's so fast, and it uses very little ingredients and no eggs, and is great for a vegan chocolate cake recipe. Oh, and it tastes really good. This chocolate cake goes really well with those banana chocolate chip muffins I mentioned. Again, you can see that recipe in this video here. We made our chocolate wacky cake for a special treat during Easter when we were in self-isolation for COVID-19. And yes, we're still self-isolating and staying safe at home. You are going to absolutely love this wacky chocolate cake. Here, have a piece. Let me know in the comments below if you've made this cake and how much you like it, and what other eggless cake recipes would you like me to show for you. And if you enjoyed this, please share it with a friend. And next up, take a look at the the banana chocolate chip muffins that we made. They are to die for. Today I'm going to show you how to make this delicious banana chocolate chip muffin with cinnamon sugar sprinkled on top. For this recipe, you can use fresh bananas or you can use frozen bananas. This is actually a really great way to make your banana